Hi, so today on Rebel Sensations I wanted to make some sweater weather clay earrings. I did find a few ideas on Pinterest that I would like to test out. There's this one, which is just twisted and held in a circle with a pin earring on it. I really like this one. So our main goal is to try out this pattern. It just appears to be twisted polymer clay strands. I'm assuming they made a sheet and then cut it out. So that's what we'll do. They do have some looser ones and some tighter ones. These ones they turned into buttons. So let's get started. So just take some polymer clay in the color that you want your earring to be in and knead it until it is in a working consistency. If you have older clay like I do, you can just use an X-Acto knife and kind of chop it up into little chunks, and that makes it break down faster. And if you add some clay that's good to this as well, it'll help the process go a little faster. So once your clay is good to go, you want to roll it out into a thin sheet, and we're going to put this under our little braids to just kind of hold them together. It's like a little support system. So once we have our base, then from there just take some of your clay and make as many little snakes as you can, or you can do them one by one, and just try to roll them into a good consistency. And then I would take the middle of a snake and I would just spin it one direction. So go on your first rope, go clockwise, and your second rope go counterclockwise, because you need to be going back and forth so that it looks like a sweater instead of a bunch of swirlies. I don't know, you want to hide your snakes in that sweater. Now that we've created a whole sheet from our design, all we have to do is cut the shapes that we want out. And I want to stay true to our Pinterest inspiration, so I wanted to cut out some circles, but I don't have a circle cutter, stamp, any of the assortment. So we are going to learn a helpful hack on how to make our own out of any can. So to do this, you are going to need a razor blade and a pair of scissors along with your can. So you're going to take your razor blade and cut the top and the bottom of your can off. Once you've done that, it creates a little tube, and that's what you're going to stick your scissors inside of that tube and cut through, creating a metal sheet. Now we're going to cut strips from this sheet and bend them into our desired shape, but first you need to make sure that you fold one of the edges over so you're not pressing on exposed metal later. So now I'm just going to use my little roller to bend that into a circle, cut off the excess, and tuck in one side under the flap of the other side so that it's kind of held together. So we're going to cut out all of our little shapes and peel away the excess. I decided to cut out some little triangles as well, and then I'm going to take all of the pieces that I've made and we're going to put holes in them so that we can turn them into jewelry. So to do this, I'm just using a little dotting tool and sending it through both sides, making sure that I can see through that hole so that the string can sing through that hole. And I also last minute decided to make some little moons that happen to be my favorite. Now go ahead and bake your pieces according to your clay's instructions on the package. This is what I have done, and this is how mine came out. A little darker than I had expected, but I still really like the way they look. And once you have your product ready to go, then you're going to take a little emery board nail file and file down your edges to kind of smooth out any fingerprints or sharp edges or little pieces that you just wish weren't there. And then we're going to also go in with some little jewelry clippers, and we're gonna just chop off some of these extra pointy bits that I had of my little rope snake twirlies that were hanging off and making it look no longer like a sweater and again like some snakes. So hide your snakes in your sweater jewelry. Now we're going to take some jump rings and some earring angles, and we're going to put the jump ring, open it up with our pliers, put it in the little hole that we put into our little charms, and on the other side just slide on that little earring angle and close your jump ring, and now you have a pair of dangling earrings. So we're just going to go through and do that to all of our earrings. Some of them I want to be multi-layered, and when you're doing that, I recommend that you put a jump ring on each side of your cabochon and close it, and then put a jump ring in the center so that it can hang better. Or if you want it to hang lower, adding a few jump rings as well. Just do whatever feels right to you and whatever looks the best until all of your earrings are done. So if the holes that you had added with your dotting tool before baking the jewelry aren't good enough or going through, or you forgot to put one on some of your charms, then you can just take the smallest little drill bit, and I put the thing that's supposed to hold it in the drill so that I could hold that. But honestly, if you just put that drill bit there and spin and hold it, it's going to work just perfect. It's not very hard to get through the polymer clay because it is a softer material. I do apologize that it's hard to see what I'm doing a lot of times, but I will get better at filming in the future. Moving on to project number 2, I added a little bit more white to my clay since these other charms had turned so dark after I cooked them. So exact same thing though, you're going to roll this out into a long thin snake, grab it at the center and twist it clockwise or counterclockwise, whichever you prefer. And this was long enough that I could make 2 earrings out of it, so I went ahead and cut it in half, and you're just going to place those on your baking mat in the shape of a circle, and they will harden in that shape. I also was making these knotted earrings, so using that same little rope, I was just tying it in a knot and trying to pull it tight without pulling the clay apart, and then cutting off all the little excess pieces and setting them aside. So it's a literal knot. Once you've baked the rest of your clay pieces according to the directions on the packaging of your clay, I am taking some E6000 glue, and I'm going to use this to just glue the earring onto the earring studs. So just put a little dab on each earring base and then just go ahead and glue on your creations, and then you have a set of earrings. Now I am just finishing up gluing the rest of these earrings onto our earring posts, and once I am done with that, I am just going to take our last charm that we didn't turn into a pair of earrings, and I'm going to stick a chain through it so that we can make a necklace. After you stick your chain through, you're going to need to add another jump ring to the end so that you have something to close the clasp with, and so your necklace doesn't fall off when it is open. So just put that jump ring, close it, and now you have a working necklace. Here is everything that we made today in this video. We have our necklace, our knotted earrings, our twisted hoops, our dangling sweater earrings with moons on the top. my favorite, by the way. And I just want to say I had a lot of fun making this craft, and thank you for watching this video. If you were inspired to make this after watching this, please tag me in it no matter what you're on. My user is Rebel Sensations, and all of these will be listed in my shop for sale if you're interested at all. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.